Developing your resume. There are many pieces to your professional identity, and one critical aspect is building your brand. Your personal brand is the unique combination of skills, experiences, and values that define who you are and what you stand for in the professional world. Building your brand involves self-reflection and a strategic approach to presenting yourself. This can look like curating your online presence, networking effectively, or honing your communication skills. By intentionally crafting your brand, you position yourself as a strong candidate in your chosen field and open doors to exciting opportunities. Creating an inventory of your background is key to strengthening your brand. Start by listing your education, work experience, job-related skills, accomplishments, volunteer work, internships, and residencies. Think of this as a professional biography in outline form. It's a snapshot that gives someone a quick idea of who you are professionally. As you develop your resume and LinkedIn profiles, this inventory will serve as your foundation. It ensures that you present a coherent and compelling narrative about your professional journey. Remember, it's not just a list, it's your story. Keep it updated, as this will make it easier to tailor your resume and profile for any opportunities that come your way. There are a couple of different main types of resumes, two of which are chronological and functional styles. We'll first look at a chronological style of resume. This style is most commonly used and lists your work experience and education in the order in which they have occurred, starting with the most recent. It's a good fit if you have a solid work history that you want to highlight. There is also another common form, the functional resume. This shifts the focus to your skills and qualifications rather than a timeline of your experiences. It's especially useful if you're just starting in your career or are changing fields, as it highlights what you can do, not just what you've been doing. Remember, choosing the right type of resume is going to depend on your individual situation. A chronological resume is perfect if you want to emphasize your work history, while a functional resume is ideal if you want to showcase your skills. You also want to take a personal inventory. It's essential as mentioned, but don't worry, it's not as overwhelming as it might sound. The key is to continually gather and refresh your information. You want to think of it as an ongoing journey rather than a one-time task. To create your primary resume, start by collecting and keeping your basic information in one convenient place. This is going to include previous positions, your skills, both transferable and technical, relevant experiences, and any achievements or accomplishments that you're proud of. Keeping a running list of these details ensures that when it's time to update your resume, you're not scrambling for information. Instead, you've taken a proactive approach that will save time and stress down the road. Each piece of information that you gather adds to your professional journey, helping present a comprehensive picture of who you are. I mentioned technical and transferable skills. Remember, technical and transferable skills have an important distinction. Technical skills are specific teachable abilities like writing, math, or using certain software programs. They're tangible and measurable, skills that you can easily learn and quantify. Transferable skills, on the other hand, encompass people skills, social skills, communication abilities, and character traits and attitudes. Unlike technical skills, they're harder to pinpoint, but they're incredibly valuable. Employers often prioritize these skills because they can't be easily taught. Think about your own skill set and consider how your own transferable skills can set you apart in the job market. Think about how your skills align with these categories, which are technical and which are transferable. Both skill types are crucial, but transferable skills will often make the difference in a hiring decision. They're key to adapting across various roles and industries. Take a close look at what hiring managers tend to be looking for in candidates when it comes to transferable skills. Look at the top 5 desirable transferable skills. This includes problem solving, effective communication, self-direction, drive, and adaptability or flexibility. These skills are invaluable because they allow you to navigate complex situations and work well with others. There are other skills that are frequently mentioned, including effective communication, dependability, adaptability, conflict resolution, teamwork, and flexibility. Notice how adaptability and flexibility apply again, highlighting their importance in today's dynamic work environments. Other skills include leadership, problem solving, work ethic, and integrity. These are skills that are going to make you not only a versatile employee, but a valuable team member. Which of these skills do you think are your greatest strengths? They're not skills that are easily taught, so they're often sought after, unlike technical skills that can easily be taught through trainings and additional schooling. As you prepare your resume, consider how you can demonstrate these transferable skills through your experiences. Now let's talk about the actual resume. There are several essential components in your resume, starting with contact information. You want to ensure that your name, phone number, professional email address, and, if applicable, LinkedIn profile are clearly listed. You also want to include a summary of skills. You're going to highlight 5 to 10 skills that are pertinent to your field, balancing both technical and transferable skills. Utilize the job description to make sure that you're using action words that will really catch the eye of a recruiter or HR department. These skills are going to showcase your versatility and unique value to potential employers. In terms of work experience, the format's going to depend on your resume style. You want to include a position title, your employer's name, the location, and the employment dates. You want to make sure to format any volunteer experience you may have similarly, and volunteer experience is a great way to show work experience that you may have if you don't necessarily have a lot of paid work experience. Another section is going to be your education and training. This is where you're going to want to include academic degrees, professional development, certificates, and internships. Both formal and informal experiences can be valuable here. All of these components together are going to create a comprehensive picture of your professional journey. There are some other sections that you can also include on your resume, but these are flexible depending on what job type you're looking for and the format that you're using. You may include a branding statement or a summary statement, which is a brief overview that's going to capture your professional identity and a unique value that you bring. Almost think of it as a personal elevator pitch for your resume. You can also include additional accomplishments or related experiences. This is where you can highlight significant achievements or experiences that don't necessarily fit neatly into your work or volunteer experience sections, but are still relevant to the job that you're looking for. Relevance is key. Lastly, references. A standard phrase is something like references available upon request, and this will often be sufficient. Do not give references out until you have reached a reference appropriate level of interview. This will keep your resume concise and ensures that you're providing references only when necessary and that are appropriate to the job you're looking for. The goal is to tailor your resume to the job you're applying for, showcasing what's going to be most relevant and impactful to that particular position or career. When you're crafting your resume, you want to remember a few central points. While showcasing your individuality can be a strength, you also want to be mindful of the key details that you're including. There are certain things that you do not want to include, as it's really not necessary in today's global environment or can open you up to discrimination or other forms of job vetting that are not legal. So some of those can be your gender, your age, your height, or your weight. You're never going to want to include your social security number. I mentioned a global environment, so it is no longer necessary to include an address or physical location because we work in an environment that allows you to find positions outside of where you physically are. You don't want to really include a photograph or physical descriptions unless they are relevant to the position. You also want to avoid references to wage expectations as they can detract from the professionalism of your resume. This isn't to say that that shouldn't be a part of the discussion, but it doesn't need to be in your actual document. Avoid using specific abbreviations, especially ones that are niche acronyms, as it can be confusing to individuals that are not familiar with those particular parties. One thing that will really help bring your experiences to life is using action words in your resume. There are some powerful verbs that can vividly convey your skills and accomplishments in a more picturesque way. Think about a creative role. You may have created, wrote, or designed something. You can use words like designed, composed, develops. They paint a more dynamic picture for your potential employer. Think about research topics. Instead of using simple things like research, shoot for verbs like evaluated, experimented, analyzed. They suggest a more meticulous and methodical approach. When you're looking to highlight management experience, try highlighting and using words like directed, delegated, accomplished. This communicates your leadership and organizational skills. There can also be word phrases and times when technical expertise are key to your experiences. You may want to use words like calculated, budgeted, constructed, words that are going to show your quantitative skills and technical know-how. These words are not only going to tell employers what you did, but they also show the impact and results of your work. Take a moment to scan the QR code for access to more action word resources that you can use to help build up your resume. Here are 8 tips for a successful resume. First, you want to keep it concise. Ideally, it's going to be 1 to 2 pages, where one page will cover approximately 10 to 20 years of experience. Make sure that your formatting is clean and professional. Use action verbs and phrases that will significantly enhance the impact of your resume. Proofreading is crucial. Eliminate any spelling, grammar, punctuation, or typographical errors. A polished resume reflects your attention to detail. Highlight those qualifications and skills with quantifiable achievements. This helps capture an employer's attention and demonstrates your value. Remember, it's about showing, not just telling. Keep refining your document. It's a living thing. Your resume is constantly going to be updated. When you're tailoring your resume, make sure that you're using the job description to identify relevant action words and keywords. This will make your resume more appealing to both hiring managers and AI filters. Use a PDF format to share your resume, as it'll help you maintain your formatting. Following these guidelines will help you create a standout resume. One of the last things to discuss is a cover letter. You want to make sure that you're checking the employer's requirements. Some companies will want a cover letter and others will not. Think of a cover letter as a letter of introduction. It's usually 3 to 4 paragraphs in length and it's attached to your resume. It allows you to introduce yourself to a potential employer and explain why you are suited for a position. There's no official format for your cover letter or the information that needs to be included in it. But essentially, your cover letter should be visually organized and orderly in its presentation of information. With each resume you send out, if needed, include a cover letter specifically addressing your purposes for that position. Use the keywords, again, often found in those job listings or job duties, to increase your chances when your cover letter and resume are reviewed by both HR and AI as we go forward. Some of the main sections are going to be your contact information, an intro paragraph where you're able to grab your reader's attention with a quick introduction of yourself and showing kind of why you're interested. Your body paragraphs are going to kind of list a brief description of your current position, maybe some projects you've participated in, or skills that you've acquired. Your closing paragraph will re-emphasize why you're interested interested and why you're going to be a good fit. And then try to end with a call to action, requesting a meeting or call or email that shows you're interested in continuing the conversation.